Hi guys, welcome to Mike and Christelle podcast where family meet faith and fun. In our previous episodes, we discussed some compatibilities. We discussed physical compatibilities, that means the appearance. We discussed faith or religion. We discussed culture and how all those compatibilities or all those things affect marriages. Today we are going to discuss temperament and how they affect marriages. In other words, temperament compatibility. Most couples fight not because they don't love each other, but simply because they are wired differently.
Before we go further, we would love you to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you do not miss our future episodes. It means a lot to us, and you can even share it with your friends and family. We have been joined today by a great friend of ours, Jules Colemane. Jules is married to Dan, and they have two beautiful teenagers. She's got experience talking to and helping many couples, families, and individuals for many years. Yes.
Welcome, Jules.
Welcome, Jules.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. This is very fun.
We have a few questions for you.
How many different types of temperament can we find in people?
Okay, so there's three main types, but because everyone is unique and God created them differently, there are many different temperaments.
Yes.
But the three main ones are your feeler, your doer, and your thinker. Yeah.
Feeler, doer, and thinker.
Yeah, and then you have lots of different blends within those three. And that's how you work out what your temperament
So you can't just be a feeler. I'm just a feeler, I don't have anything else.
No, generally not.
I'm just a doer.
So you have a percentage of each
of small things.
And that's what makes you unique, because not everyone has the same.
So it's like a spectrum.
Yeah.
It's like a spectrum, and everybody's somewhere mixed of different.
Yeah.
Personality, not personality. These
Not
are
personality.
temperament.
So
you have combination. Everyone has different combinations.
Yeah.
Okay.
how can we identify someone's temperament?
So you can do the temperament test. The guy a lovely guy who started all this was Pastor Ray Andrews, and he actually trains people all around the world to learn how to read someone's temperament or to help someone understand their own temperament. Yeah. So
Okay. So if I don't have the means to do the test, do you pay for it, or is it free to do the test?
If you get in contact with the facilitator, then I'm not quite sure, like whether they charge or whatever. But generally, it's like,
so
it doesn't cost anything.
We can give their website somewhere so that people can go and do their couples would like to do the test and
We'll put it below.
So it's called New Life Ministries.
New Life
Ministries.
But I've heard of so many other ways of people trying to understand their temperament. There is choleric, the sanguines, all those things before. Do you think this one is better than those? Do you think this is more accurate or more... Have you heard of those?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a little bit more accurate because the test is more accurate and asks more questions. I think it's just like laser focusing on different areas, which helps you understand why you react the way you do, or why you think the way you do, or why you feel the way you do.
So give us some examples. Doers, what do they do?
So for a doer, like, we all have different needs.
Yes.
And within your temperament, like, you have different needs, strengths and weaknesses. So a doer, they could be characterized as someone who loves to be in control.
Yes.
One of their highest needs is they love recognition.
Okay.
They need a challenge and they need a goal to work towards.
Wow.
They're very quick thinking. For a thinker, they love people, but they have their limit, so they love their time away from people as well. They can people please, so sometimes their identity if can be in a task as opposed to their identity being in God.
Wow.
And if someone was to criticize that task, then they would take that as personal criticism.
Okay.
The feeler, they are really sensitive to the needs of others, and they love to be approved of. They love to be accepted. Feelers, yeah, and just love people. They love being around people. They love being invited to events, and
wow, that makes a
very
big
connected.
difference,
So
like in the marriage, just makes a big difference. Like when you know how you react, when you know why you are like that, it makes it. I think it takes a lot of pressure from you, because you sometimes you react a certain way and you think, am I weird, or is something wrong with me? But usually it's not necessarily something's wrong with you. It's because you don't know exactly how you are wired.
Yeah, that's
I think that's a beautiful thing in a marriage.
So if I'm a doer, if someone is a doer, they are task-oriented people. They do things and expect recognition for it. That's what you said.
Yeah.
What is the difference from that and the feeler who takes criticism personal?
So the thinker?
The thinker, yes.
Yeah. So with the thinker, they really value words of affirmation.
Okay.
So they feel that really deeply. So if you're going to criticize them in any way, they're going to feel that, but because they're task orientated, they're going to look at the task, and even though you're not criticizing them personally, they're going to take that personally because words are valuable to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So words are
sense?
very important to them.
To the thinkers, yeah.
What is valuable to doers?
So having a challenge, they love to have a challenge. Yeah.
Achievement.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is valuable to thinkers? Word of affirmation.
Word of affirmation.
What is valuable to feelers? People. Why people? Do they feel people?
Because they're connected to people.
They can understand how people
Yeah,
feel.
they can really empathize with someone, and they're really like sensitive to their needs, and
Okay. So if someone is only task oriented, like he gives you a task or she gives you a task, or you give them task and they just task, they don't mind how people feel. Those are more doers. People like that are more doers. It's about task and achievement in their persona, in their temperament.
Yeah, there would be a mix of like thinker and doer.
Because you can't remember, you can't just be a feeler, or it can't be a thinker or a doer. You have a little bit of percentage of everything. Like if I'm right. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to understand is the differences. I would like to understand the difference between a doer and a thinker, because both of them, they are after a task.
Yeah.
But a thinker takes criticism personally.
Yeah.
While a doer, they don't care about what you say. You just have to finish what I ask you to do, or they just have to finish what they've started.
Sometimes doers can be perceived as people users, which they're not.
Rude or something.
Yeah, which they're not. It's just misunderstanding the temperament. So they will rally people to achieve what they want to achieve, and then they'll move on to the next thing, and then they'll rally people, and they'll move on to the next thing.
Yes.
That's which when not led by the Holy Spirit, that can be a weakness.
Using people.
So true.
That is because that's how they are wired. That fulfills them. They feel good when they rally people. Something is done. Another task, another project, and it fulfills them. They feel good in that environment.
That is a good point, though, to say that when they're not led by the Holy Spirit, because when you're led by the Holy Spirit, I think he prompts you to be like, you know what, you didn't encourage them, say thank you, and because they're moving to the next, what is the next challenge, so I can do a good job and stuff.
So doers are less pastoral than, say, your feeler or your thinker.
Okay, now I understand the doer is a task person trying to organize and but point people to a task and achievement. Now a thinker is also a task-oriented person, but he takes she takes criticism personally. What fulfills them? Because that is something they don't like, criticism. What motivates them? Thinkers.
So too, they, to a certain point, they
Yes.
love being with people.
Yes.
So relationship.
Yes.
They love truth and honesty.
Okay.
And security. So as long as they are in a relationship or anything really, there's security there, there's
Yes.
words of affirmation there. They are highly intelligent people and their expectation is greater
Yeah.
than anyone else's. So that's... Did that answer the question?
All those things are really good because you may not, maybe this is the whole book that people have written or that, I just want to get, how do I know that I'm a thinker? How do I know that I'm a doer? How do I know that I'm a feeler? Something like that.
So they all also respond to anger in different ways.
Yes.
So like the feeler is like a pop gun. So they're like they can get like really snappy, but within moments they're over it or a bit angry, and then they're done with it and they move on really, really quickly. A thinker is kind of a bit of a sulker, so they go quiet and they withdraw. They take a bit longer to get over things.
Okay.
And you have to sort of wait till they're ready.
Yes.
They
so
sort of
thinkers can keep grudges for long.
Absolutely, they can.
Okay.
Yeah. And the doer is like they will layer things. So something will happen, then something else will happen, something else will happen, and they just be internal about it.
Yes.
They don't say too much.
As long as they keep doing and keep pushing for task and achievement.
Yeah, and then something could happen that just causes all that to erupt, and it's like a volcano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can sort of, so in all the questions that you answer, you can see different responses and different areas where that give you an indication of what they could be.
And the feelers. We've discussed the doers, the thinkers, and the feelers. What motivates them?
People. They just love people. They love the company of people. They love popularity. They love being invited to different social events. They love to feel accepted. They love to feel approved of. Their love is big. They love really deeply.
Those are feelers. They love people. They love people's company. They love people's approval.
Yeah, and they're like they're just like the sunshine in your world.
Are they funny
right?
or
they're fun. They're just they're the color of the world. They're
feelers.
It's a beautiful temperament. Yeah, not that any of the others aren't, but
they're all good.
Yeah,
because they all have.
They all have their strengths.
And weaknesses.
Yeah.
Oh. So thank you, Jules, for this. We will continue in our next segment. Thank you guys for listening and watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Did you know that every time you share any of our content, one potential family gets healthier?
Remember to follow Mike and Christelle on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe now.
Yeah, subscribe.